mankind, there is a story. In every teacher, there is a lesson. And through every lesson, there is a calling.
Let's start by you introducing yourself.
Hi, I'm Conrad.
When did you move to LA?
1983.
How has LA changed since?
You know, a lot of things never change.
And this is the school that you've taught for how long?
So I taught here for 16 years, and that's my classroom where I was for 9 of the 16 years.
What brought you to LA in the first place?
Well, I'd majored in theater up in Northern California. I'm from Berkeley. I went to UC Berkeley. And what do you do with a theater degree except move to LA and try to be in Hollywood and movies?
Why did you start teaching if you moved to LA to pursue a career in the movies?
Yeah, so I pounded the pavement here trying to get agents and do work in the movies for 10 years. The one place that I got a lot of work was in the Screen Extras Guild, which for 46 years in Hollywood, the extras could be in the union. It closed in 1992, and that's when I decided I got to do something else. So I tried to be a police officer, a firefighter.
Wait, you tried to be a police officer?
Yeah, I went to, and when I do things, I kind of do it all the way. So I went to like at least 6 different police departments. I tried to be a firefighter, and I applied a bunch of places. I thought, I could deliver mail. How hard is that? Walk around. But I couldn't get into anything except teaching. Teaching, they're always desperate. They're always short. And I was able to be a teacher right away. So,
what was the feeling that you were going through when you were within the time of exploration?
Well, luckily I had met my wife, and she promised to give me half of her paycheck. So I wasn't really too.
Why did your wife promise you? Why would your wife promise you to give you half of a paycheck?
Well, I was an actor when I met her. I was actually on stage, and she was in the audience when we first met, and so she was trying to support my acting. But anyway, she knew that I was trying to make a transition. She said, "Don't worry." We were staying at her parents' apartment for $100 a month, so don't worry about money. You know, just do what you have to do.
So throughout that transition, and you were going through the time of exploration, what was going through your mind? Were you going through a moment of disappointment? Were you going through a moment of what am I meant to do? What was the process like?
Yeah. So, when the Extras Union closed, I was really kind of cut loose, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was with my wife, so that was like a bedrock. But yeah, just kind of free-floating. Not really desperation, but just not knowing who I am and what I'm going to be, the future.
It's funny how you questioned yourself and you questioned your own identity when you initially moved out here to knowing what you want.
I was on this track, and I thought, this trajectory, okay, it's easy enough just to move to Hollywood. But anyone who tells you it's easy is crazy, because it's impossible. So I was just looking for ways to continue my trajectory. And my wife had a steady job as an accountant, so a lot of people were wondering, why is she marrying somebody with no job and no future, and he's a nobody kind of thing.
How did you feel that people thought less of you?
It's a really terrible feeling, and I did so much extra work. Extras on the set are the lowest, right? The last to eat. Oh, you go to the end of the line for eating, and the most invisible. One thing I loved about teaching is you're standing up in front of the class, everyone's looking at you, and you're not invisible. It's kind of the opposite.
So would you say that you chose teaching because you wanted people to look up to you?
Yeah, I wanted to be somebody, to be a teacher, you have to get a teaching credential. Now, right away, that kind of separates you from everyone else, because you've gone to school, you've got this credential. I don't know. Part of it was kind of I didn't want to be a passersby. I didn't want to be just a nobody and a nothing. I wanted to be somebody important.
Why do you think that acting or any other career defines you as a person
Yeah.
to feel like you are somebody?
Let's say I said to myself, I'm an actor. That's who I am. I'm an actor. But an actor is an empty vessel that is like a shapeshifter. It's changed, but from every script. I may be a murderer today, and tomorrow I'm a loving husband. So, you know, I'm more of an empty vessel. I'm more of a possibility than I am an actual identity of anything in particular.
You weren't seeking to be an actor then. You were seeking to be valued.
Yeah.
And you were seeking to be respected.
Yeah.
And you were seeking to find your own print on earth.
Right.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah. You know, as a child, my parents worked in American schools overseas, Middle East, Asia, Africa, Europe. And as Americans overseas, as a little kid, I was always treated special. Like, oh, you're an American. And I think when I settled in California at age 8, I always kind of wanted to be special again. And the acting kind of got me there. Oh, you're an actor? You're on stage and screen. You're special.
Would you say that you chose the acting career not based on career, but based on attention?
Yeah, getting attention. I mean, it's kind of selfish to say. But one of the things I loved about teaching, it's not about me anymore. It's about the kids. And I could take the focus off me, and I'm special, and I'm something, to what are the kids doing, and how can I help others, which was a great feeling.
What was the feeling that you had when you saw people that you knew making it, and you weren't in a position, and you weren't on the same position?
Mostly what I saw was people get their big shot in the limelight and be a star and then never heard from again. Or they'd make it and get the Academy Award and then we'd never hear from them again. So success in Hollywood is not really a lifetime thing for almost everybody. It's more of a lightning strikes twice in one place, very unusual, and then it never happens again. Okay.
The people that have success for this long and they've had success for 50 years or however long, what do you think they've done different?
Part of it is to go on to producing and writing and directing. That's something I never did. Part of it is just being what people want, having that it factor, having that star quality when you walk in the room. Everybody looks at me. But you know, I've never really stopped. Like right now, I'm a studio teacher. Since I retired, I've done 20 films as a teacher on movie sets. So it never really ended for me. It was always kind of a trajectory that took twists and turns. But when I retired from teaching, I thought this was perfect. Anytime little kids are on a set, on a movie set, they need someone to teach them during school days. I can do that. And I've been doing it. And it's been fun.
How do you feel the fact that you had the ability to change people's perspective in their own lives and how they view not only art, but themselves?
Well, you know, I think I taught, for instance, first grade for 5 years in a row. And there's just not enough time for art. You've got to do all the other subjects. And, you know, they may not remember their English lessons or their math lessons, but they'll remember when we built a mountain out of paper mache for a train track, you know, and made it look like the Swiss Alps and painted snow on top. They're going to remember that, all right? At least I'll remember it. And I wanted to give my love for arts to them. So it changed my life. My name is Conrad Hurtt, and I exist.